In this video, I'm going to show you how to edit your registration form on your Infusionsoft landing page. This is really important because you want to make sure that you're getting the info from your visitor that's registering that you need to move forward and follow up with them. But at the same time, you don't want to ask them for too much on this landing page because it may deter them from filling out the form entirely. So what you can do is if you click on the form, on the right-hand side, you're going to see the options to add a contact field and add a virtual field. So let me go ahead and delete all the existing fields here, and we're going to start from the beginning. Okay, so I'm going to add a contact field. So it gives you the option for email, phone number, fax, first name, middle name, and last name. I'm going to go ahead and get their first name. And I'm going to go ahead and get their email address. So in this case, I'm just sending them an ebook, so I don't necessarily need a whole bunch of information from them. If it were a registration form more for us to follow up with them, or maybe if you're a real estate agent and you want to get a home valuation out of them, then you may want their first name, last name, phone number, and email. So it just kind of depends on what they're downloading and how much information you actually want to ask from them. So now if I click on this first name field, I don't need the label in the field and above the field, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that top label on both the email and the phone number. Okay, so there is a label on the inside. The placeholder, let's see. Let's see what that does. Okay, so if you wanted to put a placeholder in there instead, like example@email.com, and give them an example of what they should be typing in, you can do that. You don't have to put a placeholder in there if you don't want to. Let's see what the help text does. Okay, so this inserts some text beneath to help them fill it out. So you can kind of play with these options and see what works best for you in your fields. Now, a virtual field is typically a drop-down or a radio button. A cool radio option that may be beneficial, or even a drop-down, would be something along the lines of, let's say you are a real estate agent and you're trying to get somebody to download an ebook on buying a house. Okay, so your label might be something like, are you looking to buy a house in the next, let's say in the next 6 months. So then we can add a field option and we can say yes, add another one, no, and then we can add another one that says, I'm not sure yet. Okay, so cool thing about this is if they click on that drop down, then they have the option yes, no, I'm not sure yet. You can make this required by checking off this required option. I would make something like this required. If they aren't interested, they'll just hit no, but this could potentially turn this ebook lead into a buyer lead specifically. So this is kind of a cool option there. You can have it apply a certain tag when they select yes, a different tag when they select no, and have them go into different campaigns or whatever makes sense for you there. I'm going to go ahead and delete this and show you the other virtual field option, which is radio. And this works very similar. So again, you could say, are you looking to buy a house in the next 6 months? Add a field option. Again, I'm going to do yes, no, and I'm not sure yet. Okay, so then you have the form, first name, email, and then they have to choose one of these options, yes, no, or I'm not sure yet. Okay, now in your form, you can also add global tags. So when they complete this form, you can have it apply a specific tag to them. This would be really beneficial if you want to tag in the system saying that they downloaded this particular ebook. And you may also want them to go into another campaign because they downloaded this ebook. So you can choose a tag to apply when they complete this form. The design allows you to choose how wide that form actually is. You can choose the design. So there's outlined, curved outlined, underlined with background, underlined no background. So you can kind of play with these and see what you like the best. Make this form horizontal. Automatically makes it, like it says, horizontal. So instead of having these radio forms above and below, it puts them on the side. So depending on what fields you have, that may work. Obviously with this radio form, it doesn't work. If I had a drop-down form, it probably would work. So you might want to play with that based on your fields. And then the spacing as well allows you to change the spacing between the lettering, between the sides here. So you can kind of play with that a little bit too and see what works the best. And that is editing your form on the landing pages in Infusionsoft.